Hi there, welcome to Real Waji's YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I made this asymmetric top with puff sleeve. It is really easy, so let's get straight to it. I'll be making use of this crepe fabric. It's about 1.5 yards, and you can make use of any fabric of your choice, be it organza, ankara, anything. So I'll be showing you how I folded my fabric using this piece of paper. So this will serve as the wideness of the fabric, and here the length of the fabric, okay, the wideness and the length. So now to fold, you determine the length of your desired top, and then you use that measurement to fold, or this time you'll be folding it sideways. So let's say the length of your top is 4 or 6. You're going to fold that length of top sideways like you see me do, or if it's a longer length, you're going to fold your fabric using the length of your top, but this time you're folding the fabric sideways like you just see me do. Then after determining that, you will fold it downwards just like this, and there you have it in 4 pieces. Okay, so when you fold it this way, this is what it should look like. You have 2 folded or 4 folded pieces, and then the center front is going to have this shape. Okay, so this is what I have on the table. This is how I folded the fabric on the table. I hope this was very clear. Okay, now going back to the fabric on the table, like I said, I have 1.5 yards of fabric. I'll go on to take my back measurements, my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Here it's 7.5, and that is what I marked there. Because it's a cut together with the sleeve, we will not be slanting our shoulder. So the next thing we will do is to mark our round arm measurement at the end of your fabric, okay, which is also going to be the length of your sleeve. So I'm just trying to arrange this, and I'm going to mark the round arm measurement. That's your round sleeve measurement. It can either be 14, 18, anyone depending on you. So here I used about 9 inches as the round sleeve divided by 2, but I later went on to increase it to 15 inches. So if you want a full puff sleeve like the one you saw on the mannequin, 15 inches is just good. Okay, so you're going to also add 1 inch for sewing allowance or your seam allowance. Okay, now after doing that, I'll drag my fabric back to mark out our bust point and then the length of the dress, and of course our chest measurement. So remember, we marked out our shoulder measurement. From there, I'm just going to mark our chest line like so. So you can either mark your chest line or mark your bust point measurement. Mark your bust point measurement, and then come up by 2 inches from that bust point to get your chest line. Okay, if you just want a free chest line, a free armhole rather, you can come up by 2 inches from your bust point. Okay, so I'm just going to even out the lines, and after that I'm going to take the length of my top just for confirmation. I'm going to of course add about 1 inch for hemming allowance, or as hemming allowance. Okay, so now I'm going to rule out these lines so that they become visible. After doing this, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4. I'm also going to include 3 to 4 inches for ease, okay, so that it has this free boo-boo effect. Okay, so I'm going to mark this on that chest line. That's my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches. I will mark this same measurement all the way down. Ensure that this measurement is more than your hip measurement divided by 4. If not, on that hemming line, increase the measurement you're marking there, okay, so I can accommodate your hip. So for me, this is just fine. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to connect the lines, but before then I'll be marking my neckline measurement. Okay, so for this top, I'll be making use of 4 inches for the wideness. Yes, you can use 3.5, but 4 inches is fine for me, and I'll be using 2 inches as the depth of the neckline. Remember, when you're using a wider neckline, you use a shorter depth. Okay, so this is 4 by 2 inches. Now after doing that, I'll go on to connect the wideness of this sleeve, that's the round arm, up to the armhole line. Okay, so that it has this V effect. or this slanted effect. Remember that I later went on to increase this round sleeve, adding about 5 inches so that the puff is so obvious. Now, while connecting the lines, also ensure that you have enough space, enough room, okay, for ease at that armhole line, okay, so it is not so fitted at the armhole area. I'm just making a curve using my free hand at that point, okay, and that is what it looks like. After doing this, it is now time to cut out. Remember, we are cutting just the neckline, the lower part, and then the sides. So I'm going to cut out the neckline now, and what you're going to do after cutting out this neckline is to make notches at the 2 points, just small cuts, so that you can note the center point of your neckline. So when you are making the asymmetric effect, it will be easy to figure out where the center of this top of the neckline is. So I'm going to cut out the round sleeve, okay, like so, just following the lines, okay. And after cutting it out, this is what the top should look like, okay. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm opening it up right now so that we can see the top cut together with sleeve. Yes, this is what it looks like. So easy and simple. So now we'll go on to make that asymmetric effect. So to do this, as you can see, because we notched the center point, it is easy to note the center of this neckline. So you are going to increase one part by 4 inches. You can use 5 inches depending on how deep you want or how you want the fall to be. You can use 4 inches, you can use 4.5, you can use 5 inches. Then from that center point, you're just going to connect your lines like so, okay, like in a slanting manner, so that it looks like this, okay. Now I went on to confirm that I don't have more than 4 inches after my shoulder divided by 2 measurements. And then after confirming that, I'm just going to cut out this line out like so. And yes, this is what it is given. Yes, so on this part, this is where the asymmetric effect would be. The shoulder would fall at that point, and then the other side stays up. So you just determine the front and the back when you are done sewing this, okay. So now the next thing for us to do is to sew. When you sew, you just hold it by 1 inch from the side, and then you tape the neckline with your bias tape, okay. You can just use your bias tape. You can even use your bias tape for this edge, or the tip of a round sleeve, okay. So now, before going on to sew, we'll be cutting the band that will be attached to the edge of your sleeve, okay. The lower part of your sleeve will have a band that will also drop so that you can tie. So I'll be using this piece, and I'll be needing nothing more than 5 inches for the wideness, okay. And then I'll also be using a length of 35 inches, okay. It can be more for both arms, 35 inches for the left and 35 inches for the right sleeve, okay. So I'm just tracing this out so that I can have my long piece. So this is what it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just showing you what it will look like when you're done attaching it, okay. So I'm going to fold it into 2 like you see me do, and then I'm going to sew on it 1/2 inch all the way down. Yes, this is all for the band of the sleeve. Now for my top, this is what my bias tape looks like. Yes, so I'm just going to open this up so that you can see. This is what I'll be using to turn the neckline, okay, when you're not using your yoke. You can use the fabric itself, but I find it easy using the bias tape. You can also use this bias tape for the round sleeve, or you can decide to just tape your sleeve this way by folding it twice. Just see what I'm doing, and folding it again. Yes, you can do that for your sleeve, whichever is convenient for you. So I'm just going to do that, and then this is what the top looks like. Yes, I've turned the neckline with my bias tape, and you can see it's looking so neat. I've not even gone on to press it with my iron. You can see how neat it is looking. This is the wrong side of the fabric, and I've also taped the round sleeve, the edge of the sleeve. Yes, I didn't use the bias tape for this, but this is what it is looking like. So it is still neat, okay. Now after achieving this, we'll just go on to fold the top into 2. Okay, so this is quite easy to do. So you just fold it into two, and then you go on to sew the edges. Okay, so I'm just trying to arrange this so that everything aligns. So you're going to sew with half an inch or about 1 inch, depending on what you left out as your seam allowance. If you added half an inch, sew on half an inch. If you left 1 inch, please sew on 1 inch. So you're going to sew all the way down, and after joining these two sides, you can then go on to tape the down part of this top, okay, by folding it twice. Now I've gone on to do that, and this is what the top looks like. Okay, so I've joined the edges and I've turned it to the right side. I also taped the lower part of this top, and you can see what it is looking like. So neat and so cute. Okay, so I haven't done that. I'm just going to show you how wide the sleeve opening is. Remember, if you want it longer, add about 5 inches. Okay, so make yours about 15 inches. So now I've turned my band. Okay, after sewing it down, I turn it inwards using my safety pin. So what I'm going to do now is to get the midpoint, and I'm going to place that midpoint on the center of that round piece I've sewn. So as you can see, just watch what I'm doing. I got the center of the band, and I'm going to pin it down to the center of the round sleeve. Okay, and then from there I'm just going to pleat the sleeve, that round sleeve I made. I'm going to pleat it down to get the actual round sleeve of the person. Let's say we are using 9 inches, so you're just going to pleat it all round on the band till the round arm reduces to 9 inches. Okay, so that way you form a little bit of puff. So you can use your office pin like I'm doing here. I'm just going to hold down the midpoint, and then I'll try to make pleats so that you see what I'm talking about. So when you get to the center, that's where you join your line. Leave a space of about 2 inches from that center line. That is where the pleating should stop, so you give room for fold of that band. Okay, so after doing this, we are done, and this is what your top should look like. Yes, so simple and so neat and also classy. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.